I am not a rebel. I am not a conspiracy theorist. And I don't agree to the word magic that some may try to project on me, from that perspective. I already did a video about that aspect of the rebel aspect. Like, I'm not a rebel. I'm not the one rebelling. You know, it's it's the quote unquote government officials and the ones that seems like, hey, we run this or whatever, whatever. Like, they're the ones that's rebelling because they're rebelling over, you know, the natural laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, things, the only constant is that things will change, and hence the fact why they're trying to hold on to the same old shit, and make America great again. Again, keep things the same, keep things in a certain comfort zone, you know. And that's the true rebel, the aspect that's rebelling against things that are natural. Again, the only constant is change. Things are constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? This tree constantly changes. A piece of bark that might fall off, or an extra leaf that'll grow, or something. It's a little hair on my mustache that wasn't there yesterday. You know, it's constant growth. Like, I no longer wear diapers the way I used to. You know what I'm saying? I no longer look at I no longer look at things the same as I did yesterday compared to this moment right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's a constant shift, constant change. That's something that no matter how, oh, that's a conspiracy. Matter of fact, and even with that aspect, that's a conspiracy. Man, look around you, and look within you. Change is constant. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue against that. I mean, you could try, but you won't make sense. And then the aspect of conspiracy, like, conspiracy in essence is saying something is popping off without any facts or any proof, or you know what I'm saying. And here it is where a lot of us again read a lot and bring up facts. Bring up the fact that Dr. Sebi helped heal, which HIV is technically a virus. So Dr. Sebi done healed cancer and viruses. When I say healed, you know, uh, implementing certain ways of, like, again, taking in certain foods and things that help to alleviate, or should I say remove, again, these diseases of the body. And then also, again, on top of that, facts like the book Cyclomancy. Shout out to Brother Panic for bringing that up. But Cyclomancy, written by Frank Rudolph, it talks about the proof is in the pudding, about, like, how people contracted syphilis and a certain level of hysteria or dementia or something like that, but how it was all implemented by the person's mind, by the subconscious, and not necessarily a virus that you could get. Hence why, again, all the social distancing and stuff like that is ridiculous. Again, and the real conspiracy theorists is, again, the people who looking at the news as just being factual and the end all be all, when there's nothing, like, where's the proof of these things. The fact that the placebo effect is real, where a person could take a sugar pill to heal themselves, let you know, again, that, all right, my mind must have some power over, my health in some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, I'm not a rebel. I am not a conspiracy theorist. and nor will I agree to any word magic that says that I am a rebel. And here it go with the word magic and the subconscious play, where shit so, bro, like, shit so on point, as far as, like kudos to, again, to the what we call the government and that whole little energy. You know what I'm saying? But, like, kudos to that energy for doing its homework and really implementing shit to really confuse the fuck out of people. Because here it is, well, even some people who consider themselves to be woke may still call themselves a rebel, not realizing, like, really, you're not rebelling against nothing. Like, you stand for what what things truly are about. It's the government, in essence, that's rebelling. know what I'm saying? And even when I say that, and even when I say that to get on the deeper level of this shit, like nobody rebelling. Everybody is just playing their part within this fucking movie. To be real honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even consider, that side of the picture, that again, that polarity a rebel either. You know what I'm saying? Of course, fire gonna seem like a rebel to water. Of course, negativity seems like a rebel to positivity and vice versa. But again, like neither are necessarily like rebelling or against one another in that sense. It's just, it is what it is, Some vibrations in this reality are about lying and trying to control people and trying to suck energy off of other people instead of creating their own, you know, energy source, you know. And then some people, on the opposite side of that spectrum, So yeah, I would go as far as say that there aren't any rebels, to be real. Again, like, because again, that's another thing too. Is like not just regurgitating what I hear as far as like, oh well, no, this is a rebel or that is a rebel. It's like again having my own aha moments of like even within this video where I'm like saying that side, I'm like, well, shit, when you really, call a spade, like they say, it's like nobody rebelling in the technical sense of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, does it mean that shit is rebelling just because it don't smell like roses, or does it mean roses is rebelling because it don't smell like shit? Nah, it's not. Neither one of us technically again rebelling in that sense of it. You know, it's just everything playing its part. It's not positive rebelling against negative or negative rebelling against positive. It's all just again, just energetic expressions, interacting with each other. And even down to again like the aspect of like not agreeing to be in the conspiracy theories, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, conspiracies are grouped around things where you bringing up things that aren't, believable, or and I say the things aren't believable. You don't have any proof to back up what you're speaking on. It's like, oh, so and so, so and so really some aliens behind the scene, like and you just dry, like bam, and that's it. It's like no, it has to have like, well, what evidence you got? You know what I'm saying? Again, like the terminology or the saying, like how we use it got scales, it got a fin on its back, it smell like a fish, is in water. So therefore, it's probably not gonna be a dog or a cat. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with anything you see going on. It's like going off of the facts and off of like again, it, the way the news always been operating. It always was fear mongering. It was built by the same slave owners who once didn't give a fuck about, like, all of a sudden you think like, again, those people who had that much hatred for slavery and all this is just gonna wake up one day and like, oh, hugs and kisses for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a revelation. I don't mind controlling. Like I give up all of my money and all of my power of controlling people, and I'm just gonna let all y'all, you know, live and be free. It's not happening. So again, if it's wagging its tail, it got fur, it barks, it eats old Roy, it barks like a dog. It's showing the same signs and just everything that, a dog do is doing the same thing, Most likely it's a dog. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I already know, man. Peace. Now is the vibrate.